Hello everybody, it's Guiding Halo here. This is going to be your daily hope for the 16th. So yes, I definitely have caught some sort of little something. I am feeling much better emotionally today, so that's a wonderful thing. I did have that conversation with the divine last night, and well, I felt much better after telling them how I felt. Even though it's kind of like, they're like, yeah, we know. So, I'm like, well, you know. I hope y'all having a temper tantrum with the divine. I noticed in the comments, people say I had that, that happened over a year ago. I'm like, I understand that. But that temper tantrum can happen about any given subject, about all subjects all at once, and whichever. It's like a parent with their child, right? They'll go and have the child will have a temper tantrum, and I guess everybody handles it differently. Some will go pick them up and love them. Some will walk away and say, yep, whatever, I don't hear you right now. You let me know when you're done. And, you know, so the beauty about doing this with the divine to a certain extent is knowing, just like a child would know, that the parent isn't going anywhere. They're still going to stick around, and it doesn't mean that they won't love you on the other side of it, or even through it. It's just beautiful to know that you can be you, not just with all the people in the world, but especially with the divine. And you know, you can't fake out the divine, right? They just know. They know everything. Just like parents, they just kind of know everything. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. What a perfect day to come out with this. Personal choice. So the divine says, all right, you've had your temper tantrum. You've let it all go. You've let it all fly. So now, what do you want to be? Where do you want to head? It's absolutely your choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. I myself just pictured an eagle. I've been seeing eagles all around, let me tell you. Yes, I have. So personal choice coming in here. Let me know down in the comments what you guys decide to pick for yourself, where you're feeling like you're at, which energies you need to embody and embrace. There's something here about crown chakra energy. There's a new way of transferring and receiving your information from the divine. Or there's gonna be. Crown chakra energy. I got this before in a reading when I connected with someone's loved one earlier today. There's something about the color blue and that's been very important. And the reason I'm saying that is because not in all of this here energy or down here, whatever, but right hiding here behind the trees is this shift of blue that comes up like this to a purple mountain peak. And that blue to me just stands right out. It's so beautiful. There's something about, it could even be someone feeling blue. In the feeling blueness, there's something that's so beautiful and so incredible that happens with your crown chakra when you're feeling blue. I wonder if it's almost like you give your crown chakra a break, or you just, when you're feeling blue, it's a way of losing resistance because you don't end up all in your head. You just end up in the feeling as opposed to in your head. So when you let it go from your head space, and you create all this space where all those thoughts used to take up, the divine can come in with your crown chakra open and fill it with all of the wisdom and knowledge for the next, step forward. Even if it might be hard to grasp. Oh, look at that. The same one as last time. Grace. You who glides across the water of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. So we're basically here looking to be inspired. asking the divine to show us which is the right trajectory to take, where should I go, which vehicle should I use, all of that sort of thing. And they're sitting here telling you it's absolutely your choice. Someone is in graduation day today. This is like totally graduation energy. You have done the work. You get to have your choice. It's your choice of which way you want to go, how you want to make it look, which way you want it to be, you know, and it's gonna, whatever you're gonna choose here is gonna help you transform into this elegance and grace. It's like feeling, perhaps you felt like you've had no power to choose lately. Perhaps you feel like it's all been picked for you, your gifts, your ideas, your talents, all of these sorts of things. But in actuality, it has not. I mean, how you move forward with those gifts and those talents is absolutely personal choice. And how you sit in the energy is absolutely personal choice as well. Sure is. All right, let's pull a Power of Love. Oh, I guess we need this card first. Spiritual energy is what you're experiencing when you're enthused by something and all this high energy comes up inside you. Enthused. I'm going to have to look at the actual dictionary meaning of that word. I mean, I know it means to be kind of have it like, intriguing. It's like, well, that's kind of, I got to search that out. That's kind of cool. So that's that spiritual energy, which is creative energy. Now, interesting. I wonder if you can have that in sadness too. Does feeling blue in some sort of way enthuse you? It's easier at times to feel blue than it is to feel angry. So maybe there's some sort of that's interesting, hey? Even feeling blue can enthuse you. Even that. Perhaps when you're feeling blue, you can be enthused about how to feel better. That's interesting too. Very interesting. When I was walking a month and a half or so, maybe two back with a friend with her dog at the dog park, I was talking to her about the magician and in the tarot deck and how they have everything at their disposal. And at the time, I felt like my gifts had been shut down. This was like at the end of April, so a couple months back. Yeah, and I told her, or is it May? Well, somewhere in there anyway. I told her that I felt like my energies were like, if the divine was going to come through and give me some sort of sign, they would have to do it so well that it would smack me upside the head, because that's how oblivious I felt. I felt incredibly grounded, but I was not used to being so grounded. I was used to finding my grounding in airy energy. So I was used to that grounding in the flit and the float and the fly, you know, and being very good with that. But then when it came time to settle me down to my energy straight to Earth and Gaia, it's like I felt like I'd been like completely shut off, which is very possibly what, you know, in my layman's terms of what happened. So I'm talking to her about this magician, Merlin the magician. I started talking to her about as well, and how he had this eagle with him all the time. And it was like he had this, it's a symbol for seeing things from the bigger picture, and also having someone around to see things from the bigger picture when you can't, okay? So when that was going on, we ended our walk and went by the car, and literally an eagle came and started circling above us. It was amazing. And I've been thinking about that, and just the other day I was driving to my daughter's place, and an eagle came from one side, and I saw him coming, and I looked to make sure it was an eagle. He had a white head and flew right above the car and then veered sideways like this, kind of like in an S shape, and then veered off. And I was like, wow. Okay, so the divine's smacking me upside the head again. It's kind of like when you get to a place where you can't, through your crown chakra, see everything that's going on energetically, but you feel it in your emotional body, that's when the divine will bring something, and it's like, don't you worry, I've got you. Right now, the divine needs us to trust them to have the bigger picture. And this thing that we're grasping at, you know, that is actually where the divine is working right now. So whatever it is you feel like you're grasping at straws, like you can't make something move forward, you can't this, you can't that, that's because it's the divine's work. Right there in that moment when you feel like grasping or you come up against a wall, that's the divine's work. Focus on something else. We have empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. So, in the service of love, when people have emotions and all of these sorts of things that we all deal with as being, you know, human beings, we a lot of times try and be stoic. I know I do. And allowing myself to feel the way I feel out loud is, to be honest, it's a huge compliment to all of you, because I know that there's no judgment there, and that you guys have been there as well, and that you know what it's like to be in my shoes. We all know what it's like to be there at times, and that beauty that comes forward, this ability here, the empathy, you feel and understand the emotions of another in service of love. So you understand their emotions and feel their emotions as in a way as to transmute them for them, you know, which is absolutely beautiful. And now we have willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. You see, I can have empathy for somebody as long as it's in service to love. And I am willing to go ahead and compromise out the wazoo as long as the end result is love. If it's not, then why would we waste our time and bother in that energy? You see, so that's true empath energy, right? True empath energy, yeah. One more, please. Trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Look at that. I don't think I've ever pulled this card from this deck yet. And if I have, it's been a very long time. It's beautiful. See how this blue here is the same blue I was showing you earlier? See how these colors are all the same colors that are in this card? Isn't that amazing how even the colors join? Even when we're feeling these energies and these emotions for others, we still have to understand that the reason we understand those energies is because we've been there. So when we feel that energy for somebody else, we might go, that's their energy I'm feeling. Actually, chances are their energy that's going on, or their emotions that's going on with them, is bringing up the emotions that you felt at the same circumstance, or not even the same, but similar circumstance that they're going through when they feel that way. So then those emotions come back up in you, and then you need to transmute your emotions based around what it is that happened in the past, and you're doing it from a much higher vantage point, like the vantage point of an eagle. There's something here about loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. So it's about being loyal and about being reliable and demonstrating to others that you have a devotion to just the consistency of being present, whether it's on a channel like I do daily, whichever it is, you know. All right. I'm going to pull a card from this deck. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Call it Bear and Read. It's got my favorite card of all time in this deck, the Mapmaker of Destiny. If you guys don't know what that card is, you can go ahead and look it up through this deck if you like. But yeah, what message do you have for us today, Divine, through the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms? Personal choice and moving with grace, being enthused about everything that's happened and happening, even being enthused in your empathic state, enthused about your willingness as long as it leads to love, trusting your intuition and having faith in the fact that it's there for a reason, even when people will sit there and say, no, that's wrong. You know, there's something in you that knows very strongly. Oh, can you believe that? Oh, the divine gets me every time, you guys. The divine gets me every time. I'm going to pause a minute. My goodness. See now. Yeah. I'm going to have to try and read this card without bawling. Well, good luck. I'm already there. But this really talks about and explains fully the free will that we have and the inspiration that comes at moments of free will and your authentic purpose. And it's to understand the balance and flow between you, me, the divine, between us all. It's absolutely beautiful. Let me read it. And the beautiful thing is it came out upright, which is absolutely as an ally. But I'm going to read them both because they're so poignant. When the map maker of destiny appears, it's a sign that you've been given an opportunity to transform fate into destiny. At birth, each human being is given a unique map with myriad paths that intersect with one another. Your map of destiny shows all the places you're meant to visit, places where you will be challenged to evolve to the highest aspects of self. Remember that you're a spark of the divine come to earth to experience itself in human form. As such, your path is unique. It's also somewhat preordained. This actually is ally and challenger. I forgot about that. So it's as much as your ally as it does challenge you. As such, your path is unique. It's also somewhat preordained, and fate represents the events in your life that were meant to happen that you can't change. Fate is transformed into destiny according to how you respond to your circumstances. Destiny offers you the ability to make great opportunities out of fated experiences. So free will and choice are possible at certain points on your map. Now is one of those times. You're faced with a relationship or circumstance brought to you by fate. How you respond will lead you into your perfect destiny. Your ally may assume the form of a soulmate, come to heal your heart and be your companion. Perhaps your challenger makes you face the things within you that must change in order for you to express your highest good. Maybe fate brings you an ally in the form of a wonderful new project, or a challenger in the form of a failed business. No matter which form they take, all are perfect expressions of fate inviting you into your destiny. Pay attention as your map unfolds now, and remember that fate makes the map, but destiny is determined. How about y'all just read it? Destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage your journey. So how are you going to engage your journey? Because that's what makes destiny. You know, it's just an absolutely beautiful explanation of our existence here and how it is that we can maneuver our way through it. Thank you, Divine, for bringing that card out for me today. I needed that, obviously. Let's get a couple of cards from the Isis deck. Whoops. Oh, well, that's a lot of cards. Can we just get a couple of them, please? Knot of Isis, and that was the one that just fell out on top. Part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to the goddess. So there's something here about this emotion and being willing to compromise and bend as long as the end result is love, and trusting your intuition on circumstances, knowing that you are so much more wicked in tune to the divine than you even think. Man, I am telling you, the things now that I can call out just in intuition in a moments and situation of yeah, it just leaves me speechless, because it's the amount of power that we're coming into. So I myself know that my powers are changing and that I'm growing, as I'm sure many of you are feeling as well. Feeling the call, needing to heed the call. Proper burial for freedom. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves us. Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be part of your life, so that you may be free. Look at that. It's all about freedom. Freedom from what? There's lessons to be learned here. It's not about cutting everything off at the quick or the quake. It's not about any of that. It's about knowing that you are willing to change things. You are willing to understand, and you are willing to trust, as long as the end result is love. And when you don't feel the end result will be love, then it's not worth it. And you must trust your intuition, and you must trust the divine and what they're trying to tell you. Not once, not twice, but every single time. Every single time. You cannot make this crap up, my friends. Every single time. You must trust your intuition. I'm going to pull one of these. I pulled from the Everyday Miracles yesterday. I enjoyed them. From the A Course in Miracles, Robert and Holly Holden. Miracles are happening every day. Remember that where your heart is, there is your treasure also. So where is your heart? Your heart, therefore, is a treasure. So whom you give your heart to, whom you give what your emotion is to, is also therefore your treasure in this life. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Wow, isn't that a beautiful card? I love those blossoms on there. It's beautiful. I hope this message resonates for you guys. I love you very much. I'm going to head now into another personal growth session. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Remember that last line of this card that is the most amazing turn of words and phrase I could ever imagine. Pay attention as your map unfolds now, and remember that fate makes the map, but destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage your journey. So remember that, because there's a lot of journeying going on right now, and we are stepping into some sort of point on the map that can be formed into destiny if you so choose it. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Blessings.